We all probably think we're getting enough vitamin D. It can come from the sun. It seems like spending just a few minutes outside in Arkansas almost guarantees that we hit that recommended daily dosage. But health experts say that's not the case. In fact, a majority of us aren't getting close to what we need, and it's having an effect on our mental and physical health. All new tonight, Faith Woodard shows us what you can do to make sure you're not vitamin D deficient.
Whether they come from a bottle or you get them through the foods you eat, experts agree that vitamin D, B12, and iron are the three most important vitamins for good health. Unfortunately, a lot of us need more of them.
Statistics show that, probably 1 out of 4 Americans have vitamin D insufficiency, if not deficiency.
Chris Shoemake, the medical director of Zen Infusion, says this particular deficiency could lead to serious mental health issues.
Enough vitamin D deficiency can cause depression, cause anxiety, cause insomnia, all kinds of things.
It can also impact your body.
Calcium is the thing that's really essential for bone health, but vitamin D is how we absorb calcium from our diets. Unfortunately, calcium's in a lot of things, but if we don't have vitamin D in our system, we don't absorb it.
It's why the Little Rock Medical Spa is now offering IV therapies, and one of its latest rollouts, a new vitamin D program.
I was still super fatigued. I was just overly tired.
Mia Hyman uses the program and gets vitamin D booster shots to help with some of the symptoms she believes could be related to insufficient or deficient levels of vitamin D.
Get your blood drawn. That's the #1 thing to do, and get it analyzed and see what your different levels are when it comes to vitamin D and different things in your body. That's always the first step.
Dr. Robert Weinstein at UAMS agrees. He says vitamin D deficiencies are oftentimes overlooked when it comes to serious conditions. That can lead to a prolonged diagnosis as well as wasted time and money.
It can cause a cardiac arrhythmia or even a seizure. If it goes on for a long enough time, there's a compensation from parathyroid glands takes the calcium out of your bones.
Weinstein says the lack of calcium can also lead to bone fractures.
This is an accumulation of bone with no mineral that has no strength. And this is what happens in vitamin D deficiency. And so there's plenty of bone of no quality.
And those fractures can sometimes be fatal.
And a fracture of the hip, this is the thigh bone, the femur, fracture of the hip has a 20% mortality. And up to 40 to 60% of people that have a fracture never regain their previous ambulatory status. So of all things, this deadly fracture can be prevented with vitamin D treatment.
So who should be more aware? The Mayo Clinic says people who are obese, people with dark skin, and anyone 65 and older may have lower levels of vitamin D due to their diets, little sun exposure, or other factors.
In several hospitals, 20 to 30% of the house staff was deficient, all working inside and working late hours.
As for solutions, doctors recommend taking advantage of supplements and injections, and of course, incorporating sunlight into your routine, but in moderation.
The best time to get sun is when the UV A and B and C rays are at their lowest, which is sort of between that 10 and 2 window. So if you can get some morning sun or evening sun, that's better than that's better quality UV radiation than the the highest point midday.
Faith Woodard leaving that report for us. Thanks so much, Faith. Now, some of you might be thinking you're getting plenty of vitamin D between your diet and your time outdoors. Well, think again, because according to a 2016 survey, 94% of people starting from age 1 and older, so almost everybody, ingested less than the estimated average requirement of vitamin D. That's why doctors and health experts are pushing people to go that extra mile and take supplements.